Welcome to the Convention News. It's Thursday, final and decision day here at the 3rd European Youth Work Convention.
Today there will be the final declaration for which all participants have worked intensively in lots of workshops in the past days.
Youth work is political work, and that's because youth work is the object of policies and politics. It is young people's right and the policy's responsibility to ensure that they are adequate for the needs and situations of young people.
The youth is not just the future, but the present, present also in the sense of a gift to society because of the new energy. But youth will only be able to be that motor for change if it's self-critical, if it's active, if it is open to debate different ideas.
In our social hierarchy, young people are also placed below adults, in a sense. The younger you are, the less your opinion matters, the less you are deemed to be legitimate and credible in your claims, and this needs to change.
I wrote, for example, immediately clarify EU myths and misunderstandings and draw attention to them when a politician again is doing irresponsible EU bashing, or have the courage to confront yourself with a different perspective.
We need to reinsert the values of participation, of enabling space for civil society into the core idea of Europe. And I think, at least on paper, the current Commission is doing that with the Rights and Values Programme. And there are more opportunities coming forth if we ever get an approved budget, right?
The result of all those workshops leads into the final declaration. That's a very important but also very difficult process that the drafting group takes care of.
The function of this declaration is quite straightforward. It is to secure that community of practice has voice in the process of implementation of European Youth Work Agenda. What we do know that there is a political will in Europe, both from the side of Council of Europe and European Commission, to advance youth work in Europe. Also, this political will be implemented throughout the concrete measures, namely the Bonn process. This declaration is the expression of community of practice of how this Bonn process should look like, how the implementation of the European Youth Work Agenda should look like. In other words, the idea is to provide guidance and support for the Bonn process, but also to give recommendation to practice and policy for further development of European Youth Work Agenda. But make no mistake, this final declaration is not only intended for European institutions, it is also intended for national authorities to continue developing youth work according to the needs in their national realities. By this declaration, the community of practice is taking the ownership on youth work development in Europe and basically taking the self-commitment that is going to monitor and evaluate all those activities that European institutions together with other stakeholders are going to take place in order to secure the advancement of youth work development in Europe. But also what is important to say is that this declaration is invited for European Youth Work Community of Practice beyond European Youth Work Convention participants to get involved in the Bonn process and support broader outreach. I would say this declaration should serve as an inspiring moment for decision making, but also for the vast number of stakeholders to help strengthening and developing quality youth work across Europe.
We are leading on drafting the text on each of the 8 strands. Alongside this, we are also discussing a lot and reading what each of us have done and trying to make a coherent text throughout the declaration based on your brilliant inputs. And with this, I would really also like to thank you for all the participants for giving us very important and interesting things to think about and read and put them in the declaration, as well to facilitators and rapporteurs for your hard work in making all the key messages come to us. We are drafting the text both during days and nights, and we can say at the stage of fine-tuning now. So thanks everyone for your support. And we are hoping to be able to present you the text very soon, actually.
And the flood of new results from the workshops continued.
We explored the question how a coordinated approach for the bond process can be established and what are some of the elements that need to be foreseen. So our discussions can be summed up in 3 words: openness, accountability, and coherence. The participants highlighted the need to do the mapping of organizations and stakeholders involved in the potential European Youth Network, but we also talked about the need for a better sharing of our practices by actively communicating and having a consistent approach towards different already existing structures and coordination for cohesion. In order to create ownership and commitment to the process, participants also underlined that we have to think about the narrative. So how do we structure and keep the message of the bond process simple, relatable, and youth-friendly? So young people are more eager to contribute and have a network that is participatory and effective.
Our topic was sustainability and connection of sustainability of youth work. It's a huge topic for such a short time. So we had a lot of things raised and a lot of things there, as the proposals of actions. But one of the maybe most important thing was that it should be definitely mainstreamed. Meaning that sustainability is not optional, so it's integral. It should be integral part of youth work in any possible level, from starting from young people, then going further, youth workers, trainers, bodies, policy documents, etc. We had some ideas and proposals for actions that might be found in a declaration, and our Congress is starting again.
By the way, if you are looking for more information about youth work or the Youth Work Convention, you can find many videos on the SpotMe platform in the media library, so just have a look.
Of course, we also have a job of the day for you in this episode, and today you will meet Josephine.
Hello everybody, I'm Josephine and I'm from the event management team of the Federal Ministry for Family Affairs, Senior Citizens, Women and Youth. From the very beginning, around 1.5 years ago, I am part of the organization team together with Jugend für Europa and the Federal Ministry. I've been involved in a lot of plannings concerning location, catering, technicians and all the other things. While we are here in this convention, me and my colleague are trying to arrange everything for a great work atmosphere. That's why we coordinate everything with the technicians, with the location, the catering, the interpreters, sign language interpreters and all the other stuff. And of course, we have an eye on the hygiene rules while we are here to stay as safe as you do.
Many thanks for showing us around to Josephine.
Tomorrow it's Simon's turn. Without him and his team, we would not have been able to stream a single second of this convention.
If you work hard, you also need to celebrate, of course. In 2020, not all together in one big room, dancing closely together, that's not going to happen. But we met in a virtual room all together.
And that's what we did on Wednesday evening. We celebrated the European Youth Work Agenda.
Welcome to the evening program and welcome Marion and Soro Band, our live band in the studio.
Applause!
Again, I'll explain. It means you're the fairest in the land. I could say Bella, Bella, even say Wonderland language.
Hey, do you remember back in the days? And I remember back in the days. And I asked poverty very politely to please piss off.
I wonder what she's asking God today. At the same time, I'm trying not to question it. Her cheeks, her oceans, her eyes, her chasms. And I sit, watching her, watch the mountains, and I whisper, Ma, you left the wall, but did the wall ever leave you?
Thanks for this great evening.
But now it's time to work again. Here is the program for the very last day of the 3rd European Youth Work Convention. This is going to happen on Thursday.
That was the convention news for the day. There will be a summary of the final day, but not in the stream, but on the convention platform.
We wish you all an exciting and successful final convention day.
Bye!